Hey guys, it's Isaac. If you notice, there is no piano in front of me for this video, so, I just kind of want to talk, I've been on hiatus for about a month because I needed a bit of a mental health break from the internet. Oh, the lighting's kind of, okay, there we go. Now you can see my face, my lovely features. Um, but I needed kind of a mental health break, everything that's been going on has been really, really stressful, right? And it's been really, I just needed time to process it all, you know? It's kind of been difficult. So I'm gonna be rambling about everything for this video because I don't know, I feel like I need to get my words and feelings on everything out there. Um, but yeah, it's it's frightening to see people going outside and endangering other people by not wearing a mask and not practicing social distancing and coughing on people just to spite them. It's it's indicative of the state that we live in because we've been so conditioned not to trust the things that we hear that even if there's a possibility that it could be true, and if there's no harm in it not being true and you doing the actions, and if there is harm in not doing the actions if it is true, then people will still go for not doing the actions because they're so fervently of the belief that it's all fake. Um, and that's kind of that's very disheartening. Uh, I don't know. It's these people too. There's a specific kind of person that does it, and it's the person that refuses to learn anything beyond their K-12 years, and if it doesn't correspond with that, then it's nothing. And it doesn't matter. And then you have these people that have these platforms that are reinforcing those ideas because the people that watch their videos are those people, even if they do know to the contrary. If they know all those things, then it still doesn't matter, and it's dangerous. It's very dangerous, and it's like I already said, it's frightening. It's frightening to see. And then you have people that are denying systemic problems that are directly in front. I'm not going to beat around the bush. People denying that black people are being brutally murdered by cops day after day because the system allows it, and that they're getting away with it, and that's terrifying. And that that already was horrifying. And then the protests started happening, and I was like, hell yeah, people are getting out there, people are fighting against this. Even the riotous ones, because as Martin Luther King Jr. said, I'm not sure if this is the exact quote, but riots are the language of the unheard, and they've been unheard for so long. There have been, up till this point recently, BLM has seen no fruits of their labor, right? All the protests that they've had that were super peaceful were absolutely ineffective. But now that you see these riots happening in the streets, you're seeing all of these cities that are defunding and completely reforming their police systems, right? That's great. It's a beautiful thing to see. But then you have the stuff that happened in Portland with the feds getting involved and straight up kidnapping people. Directly violating the rights of the citizens and breaking your own laws. And that's in a system like that is scary. It's very close. We're gonna reach a tipping point soon, at some point. And that is it's a scary reality to face, because I know that it could so easily go one way, and I know that it could so easily go another, you know? Like, because people seem to be banding together against the fascistic tendencies of the federal police, you know? And people seem to be sticking with it, and these lines are being drawn in the sand, and they're getting, at this point, they're not lines, they're not even just like lines drawn in the sands, they're fault lines in the Earth's crust between these two, and at some point, the political climate's gonna get so, it's gonna, all this pressure and tension is bottled up and bottled up and all bottled up, and one of these days it's going to blow, and it's either going to erupt into an all-out civil war or a complete government takeover of all rights of like people in America. And I'm just sick of it, you know. People are exhausting. That's long and short of it, and then because they're so stuck in their ways and stuck in their beliefs that they're not willing to acknowledge that that changes need to be made if these things are true, you know. Like, people are against fossil fuels being eliminated as sources of power. People are against that because it would put people out of jobs. And I understand that. I really do, because I have family members. A lot of my family worked on oil rigs and things like that, and that would demolish all of those jobs, right? However, I would rather tens of thousands of jobs be lost in the entire, than all of civilization be wiped away by global warming. And people don't think that. It's been so ingrained in their brains that capital is more important than human lives, that they can't see it any other way. You know, I see people saying, like, I would kill somebody if I saw them trying to take down a statue because that person's life is of less value than a metal statue of, like, a Confederate leader, you know? And that's horrible. Like, there was that one, I think it was a Tumblr post that was going around, or it might have been a Twitter post, I don't know. It was like, people today are like, I can't believe people would tear down these statues. And it seems like they would destroy the Statue of Liberty just to save one life. And, like, yeah, absolutely. I would destroy the Statue of Liberty to save a life. I would, like, in a heartbeat, because something that was built and is, like, something that was built as a symbol of that freedom, that might be important, but I believe that a life is way more important than that. And I believe that lives are way more important than you bickering with one another about what you think is real and what's not. So, if you don't have evidence that it's not real, then I don't understand why you wouldn't take those precautions anyway, if you don't have any evidence behind it. You see in the political climate, you see everybody, not political climate, like just in the political sphere, you see them drifting further and further right, and you see Nazi behaviors being more normalized. You see people talking about things that are very dog whistly and insanely just horrible. Like, Caitlin Bennett's Twitter, or Liberty Hangouts Twitter, or whatever, spouting, like, anti-Semitic rhetoric and things like that. And these people have 250,000 followers at this point. I don't follow it, but that's what it was last time I checked. And it's normalized. The hate of people just because they exist in this current state has been so normalized, and it's been more encouraged, and I'm very, very tired of it. And please don't take this as me being like, I will end racism. I'm going to single-handedly end all anti-Semitism and homophobia or whatever. I'm just trying to be like, I'm tired. I'm so tired. And at the same time, while I know that it's valuable to be social distancing and everything like that, I miss all of my friends, you know? I just miss everybody, you know? And it's hard for me because I need social interaction to function. If I don't have social interaction, I will not be able to function as a human being. And that's how it's been. That's been my state of being as of late. But I know there's hope. There's a little bit of hope, and that's what I'm focusing on, you know? It's still possible for us to get the legislation that we need in order to save the planet, and it's still possible to get, like, it's still possible to make it to where the curve of COVID is flattened, and it's still possible to, like, reform or even completely abolish the police as an institution. And that's the day that I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I hope you guys liked this unstructured ramble. I didn't have a script, obviously. That's why I bounced around so much. I got a haircut. It's supposed to be up in a ponytail, but it's not. But yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, whatever. Love you guys, and as always, trans rights.